Have you ever wondered why green means go and then red means stop on traffic lights? I'm going to talk to my daddy about that. Hi, I'm Maya the Science Kid. You probably heard my bedtime stories podcast. Sometimes when I'm driving to school and back, I have questions that I want to ask my daddy. You can listen to some of those questions in this podcast. If you like it, please let your friends know so they can listen too, and visit my website at mythesciencekid.com, where there are lots of science videos and book reviews too. Daddy?
Yes, Majin.
Why does green mean go and red means stop on traffic lights?
It's a convention. You know what convention means?
No.
Convention means that we have decided as a society, as a group of us, humans that live in North America or here, we have decided that we want it to be that way. There's no specific reason why it couldn't be like blue for some, like go could have been blue or purple, and red could have been yellow. But we've decided, and once a lot of us decided to be that way, now it's easier, and it has become from a convention, it has become a standard. So a convention is when we decide together as a group, and a standard is when in the society we think we say, okay, so everyone, let's just do it this way from now on. Then becomes a standard. Standard is it's a more of an agreement of everyone than a convention. So the green and red for traffic lights is a standard now, and it's actually not the best standard. You know why?
Why?
Because you know how some people can be a little bit colorblind between green and red? Well, that makes it hard for them to see between green and red. So it's not a good standard because it didn't take into account the people that could have color blindness. So
Yeah. Maybe they could just put arrows like people there can go, or maybe just write on the sign people going that a neon sign. It doesn't matter what the color. All it matters is if you read it.
Right.
But it's still not so good because of people who are blind.
Correct. Well, it's kind of hard to have street signs that would work well for people that are blind. But
the blind.
Well, for street crossing, they have those sounds when you press it and it goes beep beep wait, beep beep wait, like that. Those ones.
Yeah.
Those are for people that can't see, for blind. But the reason why red and green started in the first place is I think because red usually for humans means danger, like red color of blood.
Yeah, like somebody's bleeding or
danger.
Danger.
And then green, I think, is because maybe like vegetables are green. Green is good.
Like you can eat vegetables.
Something like that. I think that might be it. But I think that's how the convention started. The other thing is that you see how here there's red light. The street light is the traffic light is standing vertically.
Yeah.
Well, that is how it's here, but it's not in every place. In some places it goes horizontal. So you have the same thing lying into the side of it.
In Canada once I saw it
Yeah. So that's a different standard in different places. But in general, I think most places that I can think of is red and yellow and green. Red means stop, and yellow means go with caution, and green means go. But I think that is I'm pretty sure that's at this point most places like is like that. But the fact that we have it vertically and some places have it horizontally means that different places are still haven't decided on the same standard. And then we also have some places have a left turn extra light for turning left. Some places just have an arrow that blinks. Some places just the green blinks when you have to turn left. I think like in Canada, if it blinks, it means you can turn left. So there's variations in how the traffic light works in different places. And when you go to a new location, when you go to like a new city, you have to look up to see what the traffic light is, what the variations is. Variations means how it's different. It varies. Okay?
Yeah, so you know.
So you know what to do when you see a different light. Like in Vancouver, when you go, there's a flashing green that we don't typically have in here in Seattle. So when I first saw that, I had to ask, what does this flashing green mean? Because we don't really have that here. So when you go to a new place, typically they tell you to come in and take a test. Like, here's a booklet. Go study all this material about what the traffic lights are in here in our city, and then come and do a test so we make sure that you know. So when you're driving, it's safe for everyone else because then you're following the rules properly. And that's called a driving test. So, and then they give you a driver's license. So I have...
Like, if you do it right, then they give you a driver's license.
Right. That means you have taken the test and you are allowed to drive and you are going to be a safe driver.
Yeah.
So, and then the driver's license is meant mostly for that, but people use it for other things of like knowing who you are and how's your birthday and that type of thing. But it's mostly for knowing the right rules of traffic lights.
Like if a cop comes or something
Yeah.
like that.
But that's because we don't have the same exact rules everywhere. We have similar conventions and we have different standards. Okay. Like there's a convention of there's going to be traffic lights everywhere. Just, let's look at the, pay attention to the signals. Everyone agrees with that. But then what the signals exactly mean, that is going to be a little bit different in different places. Like some places, their stop sign says stop. Obviously in different countries where the language is different, it will say a different word.
To somebody who
right,
doesn't.
and then like the parking signs are different in different places. Parking rules are very different from even different parts of the same city are different.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's variations, and then like the lines on the road are different in different places. Some places have yellow lines, some places have double lines, some places don't have double lines.
Some places don't even have lines.
Some places don't have lines. And then the lines mean different things in different cities. Yeah. So you have to, when you go to a new city, you have to look up to see what are the new rules here, or what are the different rules. And then you take the test and they give you a license for like California. Or you go to New York, they give you go get a New York license. So within the same state, the rules of the road are going to be the same, because at least in the state they've decided to have the same standard. But from one state to another state, they could be different. From one country to another country, they could be very different.
Thank you, Daddy.
You're welcome, my dear.